The Daniel 12:3 team in Kenya is our largest team, and they produce a lot of fruit. It is our joy to push this work forward, for every soul is worth more than the whole world. We pray that you will remember that our team was started by a handful of simple people, and we need your ongoing help to continue the work. As of the time of the release of this video, 5,000 freshly printed booklets will soon be ready to distribute in this country. So please keep these workers in your prayers.
I feel a little bit cold, but I'll get on it.
Constantine comes from a Catholic background. Maybe she can share with us slightly for us to understand what was her her experience since she came from her background. She came to Kapenguria, KMTC, and met with Ezra, and after meeting with Ezra, that's when we began Bible studies with her.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amos. My name is Constantine Cherono, and I come from a Catholic background. And about my home, we used to worship in the Roman Catholic Church, and I wasn't baptized. I was baptized while I was young. That's how they believe. So when you just go through their teachings and all that, you're supposed to take like those sacraments after taking those lessons. And after joining high school, I shifted from Catholic to the Christian Union. I was admitted to this school and I met Ezra. That was co-valuable. So it's from there that we began our friendship. But now this year I met Amos. About Ezra, he used to tell us about church, but we were not that much interested. Actually, we used to dismiss him a lot. He would tell us he can visit on 1 or 2 occasions, but he would deny. But finally, we are here. I am glad that I'm now in this true church, and I do pray for God's guidance.
I met Constantine this year.
Yeah. Yes.
You remember? Yeah, I just came for a meeting. I think should be 5 months ago, or not 6 months. Actually, that's 6 months ago. And when we met with Constantine, she had just been a friend to Ezra.
It has been a journey that began almost a year ago. When I first met her, though the first time we met, it was not under spiritual matters, but we did it under sports activities that were going on in school, having played a role as a captain in various activities in this school. So that's where we began our friendship, having mentored her through the sports activities until it came a time that now it was time for us to shift from the worldly to the spiritual matters. That's when we came to learn and have more of what we're going to discuss from now. That I used to tell them, these words that I'm telling you, if I won't tell you, then I'm the one who is going to miss heaven for you people. And she used to tell me that if you're not going to tell me this, then if I find myself in hell, then you must be with you there in hell. So that's where we began the interest mostly, until to the point that now, after doing some few studies, talking to them about all this, that's when I came to shift it now and gave her back to Amos for studies.
We had a meeting. It was online with the rest of the teams of Kapenguri, of KMTCs, Kenya Medical Training Colleges in Kenya. So we had Zoom meetings, and Constantine would come. She would sit and listen, but at times she would fall asleep. But then she would fall asleep, but then she still kept listening. And I remember we shared with her concerning the Antichrist, the story of Constantine, the very name she is called, and the changes that were made from Sabbath to Sunday, how paganism came into the church. We shared with her so many things. And as we shared with her all these things, Constantine started thinking, about really what the truth was all about. She became so eager. We started studying with Constantine online. We would just make calls and we would study. I think it was very early in the morning. At 6 a.m. we were up studying for an hour before we do our various duties, before she goes to class. And she began receiving and taking up the truths joyfully. And as a result, Constantine began attending church. It happened that it was, you were closing school or what happened until he went home. So when Constantine went home, and she came from this place and immediately attended a camp meeting. So when she attended the camp meeting, she was, I think you were welcomed so well. Yeah, warmly welcomed. And at the end of the camp meeting, she invited the mother. Mom attended with her that Sabbath, and people could not believe it. After there, we made contacts with the sisters. Yeah, I remember Chela and many others. We shared with them. They were very glad. I think it was one of the first families that they were not bothered of her decision for Christ. They gave her liberty, and I said, wow, that's so good for her. So she was given the liberty, and she was able to make decisions to attend church and many other things. So by the time she came back, I just got the messages that now she's a church member. She was attending church, but she had not yet understood about true baptism. She knew she was already baptized until when we now shared with her about true baptism. She was very shocked that the baptism for children was not true baptism, that baptism was by immersion. She also realized that baptism simply means death, burial, and resurrection. And I asked her whether she could be baptized. She told me, let me think. And I'm glad we gave her time, and eventually Constantine accepted to be baptized. But in between the story is another lady here. There's a connection between Constantine and Mweni. Mweni, can you give us your true names?
Seraphim Mweni Mutembei.
Yeah, Seraphim Mweni Mutembei. So when Constantine began coming to church, Mweni could also share with Ezra. Now Ezra, you can give us briefly how you started sharing with Mweni.
Thank you again. It is the same tactics that we, let me use tactics because it is the same channel that I used for Constantine that I used for Mweni. Though for Mweni it took some time because for her maybe she was somehow staunch in Catholic than the other one. So she's also one of my teammates that we played with. But for her it was fortunate that after I'd finished my exams in this year, that is June 30th, before I went back home, I came to realize that she has begun to develop some interest also in the teachings that we did. The most funny thing that always kept me going is after the studies we used to share, she could come and tell me, you're mentioning much of Revelation and Daniel. But I used to tell her that though I mentioned much of that, the truth is only in the Bible. And we could also, though at this point there were no arguments again, it was now to tell her the truth about the state of the dead, about the Sunday worship, and it came with the three angels message that is in Revelation chapter 14 verse 6 to 12. That's where she came to also learn and see there are some truths that she even confessed herself and told me that, you guys as Adventists, you get more of the word. You dig deep into the word, but I told her it is that which God requires us to do in order to know and put ourselves ready and prepare ourselves for the second coming. And after that, we invited her together with Constantine for our first Sabbath that I was ministering as we were doing as we prepare ourselves for the second coming of Jesus. And as we did that, we came to study about the 1,000 years, the millennium. After there, I think now her interest became more and more deeper to the moment that she also got a chance to meet with Brother Amos.
Thank you so much, Mweni. Has Constantine influenced you in any way to be here today?
Okay, I can say Constantine has influenced me much, especially in the word. She tells me, come sit down here. We have to start from Revelation chapter 1. We start from chapter 1, chapter 2, like that. I tell her, this is too much. But she tells me we have to keep on going so that we can prepare for the resurrection, for the second coming of Jesus. And we don't want to leave you behind. We have to go with you as we await for the second coming of Jesus. She has also in singing. She tells me, let's sing this song, I'll teach you. You don't have to worry. She opens the hymn, we sing. I tell her my voice, no, it's going high, it's going low. She tells me, no, it's like this and like this. I thank God for meeting her, for meeting Ezra, for meeting Brother Amos. I'm so grateful and I'm very happy.
Thank you so much. So Constantine has been baptized today. Do you think you can be baptized any soon in the future?
Okay, I was feeling something, but I was stepping on it. So I'm saying, no, let me just know. I need to know more before I get baptized. So I'm happy for Constantine for being baptized, and I'm praying God that I may follow the way that she has gone. I may be behind her. I was the witness there when she was being baptized. So
Amen.
I'm very happy and very, I don't know what I can say.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything you would wish to say before we wind up?
I think that's the best story that we can give so far, and I've always been keeping and telling them that we are almost there. But now I think that one is almost done. We are yet to find the other one. And as I've always told them, they are always my stars. They're the stars that we are waiting in that heavenly crown. That when we'll be there amongst their stars, is my prayer that they be also among the stars. If God will help me to also attain the kingdom of heaven. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Daniel 12 free supporters. We really appreciate for the donations you do. Thank you, Brother Eric. Thank you from Lane and the entire staff of Daniel 12:3. You've managed to help us. We've facilitated the baptism of our sister Constantine Coril. And we thank God for the support you make us to be missionaries. You've allowed us to be evangelists, to reach out many for righteousness. It's a great blessing. May the Lord bless you. We really appreciate from Kenya, and may Jesus be with you all.
Join our team today as we seek to turn many to righteousness.